Well, hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about productivity hacks, my 7 best productivity secrets that will help you busy moms get the stuff done that really matters to you. If you are new to my channel, I am Dr. Edie Wadsworth. I am a life coach, a natural health enthusiast. I love helping women get unstuck and rewrite their stories so that they can live with more passion and more presence and more purpose. So in this video, we're gonna talk all about productivity. I love the topic of productivity. If you have not watched my bullet journaling video, you guys, it's so good. I talk all about how I use my bullet journal to double my creativity and productivity. So if you haven't watched that video, for sure check that one out. Today's video is about my 7 best productivity hacks for busy moms. So I lead a pretty busy life. My husband and I have 9 kids. They don't all still live at home, so don't be worried for me. I run 2 businesses from home and keep up with all the, fun family stuff that we do and all the normal mom stuff. And I do that mostly working part-time. And I feel like part of the secret sauce of that is just learning some amazing hacks that will help you be more productive. I feel like once I learned these things, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so much easier to get the things done that you really want to get done, the things that you're really prioritizing in your life. So my first tip is to plan. So the first thing I do when I get up in the mornings is I plan my day. I look at my schedule, I figure out when am I gonna write this email, when am I gonna create this video, when am I gonna make dinner, when am I gonna, have this appointment or take this child to this thing or whatever. So the first thing I do is plan. That 10 or 15 minutes that it takes me to plan my day is so crucial. I do use a regular planner when I'm, and I use Google Calendar. So I'll talk about that system that I use at some point, but I use Google Calendar for actual appointments and I use a planner. And then when I get through with that, I basically do what I call a thought download or a brain dump in my bullet journal. I just basically get everything that's in my head out of my head and onto paper so that when I actually start my work, I don't feel confused by a million things that I'm thinking about. I can actually focus and do my work. So planning is really, really huge. I usually also do this for the week. So I'll take some time on Sunday night and I will sit down on Sunday night for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I will plan my meals. I will plan out my week. And that hour or so that I spend planning saves me so much time. So if you haven't been in the habit of just doing a little bit of planning, it goes a long way and it gives you this feeling of just being so focused and organized. I love going into the day, knowing when I'm doing what, and it really gives me this feeling of, I'm ready for the day, I'm ready to tackle my tasks. The second thing I do is I get up early. Okay, I know I'm like getting it up in your grill already, but I get up early, and I get up early because here's what I find. Now, I don't know if this is true at your house, but at my house, when everybody's up, I can't get anything done. I literally can't get anything done. So I wake up about 2 hours before everybody else, and I'm not kidding you, I can get a day's work done in that 2 hours. I can get blog posts written, I can get emails written, I can get ebooks created, I can do social media posts. I can get so much done in that 2 hours, you guys. And here's the thing, here's what I know. Because occasionally, like if somebody's sick or even if, occasionally if I'm not feeling well and I don't get that 2 hours of work done, I feel like, oh my word, now I have all day. But I know that if I can get the majority of my really hard stuff done early, it just sets me up for success. It really does help me get so much more done. I usually lay out my dinner, you know, early in the morning. I do a little quiet time. I have this app on my phone called Pray Now. So I take a little time and do some quiet time. But that early morning routine, and I'm gonna do a whole video about that, but that early morning routine really makes a huge difference in my life. So if you're not used to doing that, go slow. Don't try for 2 hours, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, whatever it is that you can give yourself to get up before everybody else. Maybe put a load of laundry in, do whatever you need to do in your kitchen, have a little quiet time. If you work from home like I do, you can start your work. I just love those morning hours that I feel like I can be so focused and so productive with very, very little distraction. Number 3, exercise. Again, all of these things kind of feel like, well, that takes time. Yeah, it takes time. But I exercise as soon as I drop my son off to school every day. I head to the gym and I spend about an hour. I go to CrossFit. I spend about an hour doing exercise. But I am not kidding you when I say that that hour of exercise makes me so productive. It really does. It's funny how many good ideas come to me while I'm exercising. That stress that you release, it's so good physically for your body. And of course, I've already gotten up a couple of hours early. So I feel like, man, I've already gotten a lot of work done. So might as well go get some good exercise in. I love the community there because I work from home. So the community is so good for me. So whatever it is, maybe you can get outside and walk. Maybe you can do a little weight training. Maybe you can join a gym. But exercising makes me so much more productive. Number 4 is time blocking or time batching. I don't know if you've tried this method of getting your chores done, getting your work done, but I'm telling you, this revolutionized my life. So I group like things together. So I have a day in my business where I write emails, and I have a day in my business where I make videos. I have a day in my business where I work not in my business, but on my business. So I have meetings and such as that. I have a day where I take the day off and I do lunch, or I, go out and do something fun, or go for a hike or whatever. But I batch things that are alike together. I use a lot of these little sticky notes. And when I'm using sticky notes, I keep lists of things that are alike. So if there are phone calls I need to make, those go on a list. If there are things I need to look up on my computer, those go on a list. If there are people that I need to message, those go on a list. And then I tend to take, especially if it's phone calls, y'all, I take the list of people I need to call into my car. I love making phone calls in the car. It feels like such a good use of time. I've got my little Bluetooth and I can just chat it up with people while I'm in the car. Makes the car driving go faster. So I love batching like things together. It's such a productive way to get things done because you're kind of in the groove of doing a similar thing. Your brain doesn't have to keep switching gears. If you haven't tried batching or time blocking, I highly, highly recommend it. When that time block is done, usually I'm done with my work. Here's what I've learned to do. I've learned that it takes as much time as you give yourself to do something. So if I have an hour in the morning and I have 2 emails to write, guess how long it takes me to write 2 emails? It takes an hour. So I've trained myself to just get things done in the allotted amount of time. If I don't happen to get it done, then I just move it to the next time I have that time block. But I love doing things like this in batches. I feel like it really, really helps me get stuff done. Okay, number 5, focus. Focus. Focus is so hard in our modern day and time, isn't it? It feels hard. It feels like there's a million things to take your time and attention. But when I'm working and when I'm really doing something, I have given myself a time frame. So if I'm up in the morning and I'm writing a blog post, I usually have a time limit, 45 minutes, an hour. And that time constraint helps me so much because if you give yourself 3 hours, it could take 3 hours, because if you dilly-dally around, it could take forever. But when I know I have this amount of time, I work with so much power and with so much focus that I feel like I get so much more done. So give yourself a time limit. If you're gonna clean out your closet today, how long is it gonna take you? Here's what I'll tell you. It will take how long you give yourself. So if you say, I'm gonna take 2 hours and I'm gonna declutter this, or I'm gonna take an hour and I'm gonna write this letter, or whatever, give yourself a time frame and hold yourself to it. And then you will not be able to succumb to the temptation to scroll Facebook or scroll Instagram, because you gotta get that done in that time frame. This is how I work all the time, and it really helps. Number 6, tackle the hardest thing first. This is why I love my time in the mornings. I do the hardest thing, the thing you don't want to do. Last weekend, it was pay bills. I hate paying bills, y'all. Do y'all hate paying bills? Give me some love in the comments if you hate paying bills. But I made it be the first thing on my list so that I could just clear off my desk, get all those things off there, and just deal with it. So tackle the thing that you don't want to tackle that thing first. It really helps, and then it gives you such momentum for whatever else you have to do. Number 7, this is maybe the most important one, delegate. There's probably a lot of things on your list that you don't actually need to be doing. I outsource a lot of things these days because I find that if I can actually do my work, do the thing that I'm actually good at, and outsource the things that I'm not actually good at, it really helps me get more done. I generate more income in my business when I do that. And so delegating the things that you can. Maybe you delegate it to a child. Maybe you delegate it to a teenager. I love delegating things to teens. I got some here in my house, and I love asking them, hey, can you run and do this? Or hey, can you drop this off here? Or whatever. I also have an assistant, but I love delegating things even to people in my family. I love crossing things off my list that I just decide, you know what? That just doesn't even need to be on there. So look at your list and decide, does this really need to be on here? And do I really need to be the one who does it? So plan, get up early, exercise, time block, focus, hardest thing first, and delegate. Those are my secret sauce for getting so many things done. If you have found any of these tips helpful, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. If you would like this video, leave me a comment below and let me know which of these you feel like, okay, I'm gonna work on that one. I feel like that's the one that I really need to work on. I'd love to know in the comments. I'd love to interact with you there. Also, if you are interested at all in life coaching, I run an amazing life coaching monthly mentorship called Life Mentoring School. So check us out there if you ever want to join. We only open for a couple of days at the first and end of the month, but join our waiting list if we're not open when you happen to be watching this video. We would love to have you there. I help women live with more passion and purpose and get unstuck in their lives and in their relationships. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.